we have to readdress the Chargers-Jaguars game right off the bat. I mean,
I've got a little segment for that. Yeah.
I think Tyler should open up the floor.
I have a question too.
Well, Dylan's questions kind of goes into that, so I can start that, and then we can open the discussion. What percentage of the blame should Justin Herbert take for their playoff loss?
Okay, well, that just jumps right into it. What I was going to say.
You have to give a percentage, though. Give a
Yeah,
number.
no, I am.
Okay.
I would say
Gatekeeping the numbers. What am I doing?
20, 25. I didn't personally watching that game. I was like, I didn't think he did anything remotely wrong. I haven't seen many people say that he was like, you fucked up, you ruined the game. I haven't really heard many people say that. Personally, I think 40 and whatever, split the 25-20. The rest goes to Lombardi and Staley. I mean, how many attempts did this guy have? He had 47 pass attempts or something like that.
I think it was 43.
43. Regardless, you're in the high 40s still. And I know that's your offense, and I get that. I understand. Yeah, so when you have him at quarterback, yeah, you want to throw it a lot. But when you're up 27-0 and he has 43 attempts to end the game, I think Lawrence had maybe 45, 47.
I think Lawrence had 47.
Why is that the game plan? The run game was not there. It was non-existent. I think they had negative yards in the second half. Like, it was really bad. Like, it was horrible. And recipe for holding on to leads like that, run the ball, eat the clock. They couldn't do that. That's why they ended up losing the game. And then it didn't help that DeAndre Carter went down. I know he's not a big piece, but he's still a speedy guy. Michael Bandy.
I actually think he is a big piece of their offense when they don't have Mike Willy too. Because he's like the only like little speedster dude in that offense. Yeah.
So, I mean, losing him is kind of, it's not like, I'm not saying it's a big deal or anything, but like they came into the game with 4 wide receivers on the roster. 1 went down. So it was just 3 of them out there. Bandy, Josh Palmer, and Keenan Allen. And then you had Everett and Parnham. I'm going to get to Michael Bandy real quick. So I was listening to PMT this morning, and Big Cat read this article by Daniel Popper. I follow him on Twitter. He's a great follow. I didn't end up reading this article, but Michael Bandy had a wraparound or an end around. Bro, they ran that play 4 times during the regular season. It got negative 20-something yards. 4 times. God. Why do you go back to that in the playoff game? When your quarterback is 6'6", 1 yard? It was 3rd and 1. There's just so many instances like that. Like, the guy didn't even know he was getting the ball. Why are you on the field in this game? It goes to coaching. It's so bad. Like, if I were the Chargers GM and whoever up front, Staley's gone. And this is your perfect reasoning. Mike Williams, the injury, because I guarantee you that would never have happened if Mike Williams was on the field. They were just doubling Keenan, playing one-on-one with Josh and one-on-one with Michael Bandy, DeAndre Carter. Those guys don't scare you, and they never will. Never will. Sorry. Yeah, Josh Palmer sucks. I'm sorry.
Hey,
no, stop.
Whoa.
Stop. He had 2 catches for 30 yards. Something like that. Garbage. Do something. What are we? How are we ecstatic at that? He's garbage.
All right.
And I don't like shitting on players, but I was fuming.
It's okay. The Josh Palmer stuff, it's just a meme. I just gas him up whenever I can. I think it's hysterical.
We're not going to stop.
I'm not going to stop either after this.
And it's like, there were so many frustrating things with that. I don't know how you can point one finger at Herbert and say it's his fault.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I asked this question is, one, I would say it's more than what you did, but I agree that it was primarily coaching, like top down. Like Staley, we've been saying it all year. Like no one really likes him. Really, he makes a lot of mistakes. I get that he dealt with a lot of injuries, and he did, for the most part, do a good job actually dealing with that stuff. But like, it's just like critical game decisions. I feel like he fucks up a lot on. The only thing that I will say to Justin Herbert is it's just like he never makes like a ton of mistakes, but it's just like you expect him to get the job done, and I just feel like there's been a decent amount of times when he just hasn't, if that makes sense. Like the Raiders' performance last year, like. I need that energy in this game, even when they're up by a lot. And I understand
it's so hard to grab that though when you're up.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, even like a little bit of that, they needed 1 touchdown to win that game.
Yeah. But you also could go back to Cameron Dicker missing a 40-yarder, his second miss all year. And people are like, oh, why didn't Staley go for it? It goes from 10 to 13. Okay, instead of a field goal and a touchdown, you need 2 touchdowns. And that changes the whole dynamic of the game.
I agree with that too, but it's just like, kickers miss field goals. A lot of teams deal with it.
Yeah, no, I understand 100%. Like, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of blame can go to that. A lot of blame can go to Joey Bosa. 2 unsportsmanlike conducts, just being almost
I
a
actually
baby
want
out
to know
there.
what he said to the ref, too,
No,
because
that was-
it had to have been
That was
bad.
wild.
It had to have been
So,
bad.
so this is where I really wanted to insert myself in this because I think you guys will agree with this, and this is where to Tyler's point about this is the perfect time to can him. Here's the issue. This has nothing to do with X's and O's. This has nothing to do with how much Brandon Staley knows football because this is where I lost all hope in the operation and where Chargers fans should have too. Because here's the thing about coaching and anything in leadership, right? So I want you guys to name me an instance ever, like someone please literally tell me if you can name an instance in which a great coach has had a player disrespect them on the sideline and get their team penalized in a situation. That's the difference between that game going overtime and not. You tell me a situation in which a coach they let their star player do that to them, and like it just doesn't without ramification. There's no that he bitched him on his own sideline and cost them the game. And there's no ramification because the truth of the matter is he's not a leader of that team. He's the X's and O's guy. They don't respect him. What have you ever seen Brandon Staley scream in someone's face on the sideline? That's part of coaching. And the thing is this, I know it's good coaches stay calm a lot, good coaches. But the thing is, when you need to level out on someone that's fucking your team over, good coaches will do that. The fuck? Like screaming, literally not to ever play them another snap in the game because that's your job to set the fucking example for the team. He doesn't do that. He's a fucking scrub when it comes to setting the example. Fucking no spine. And that's exactly why operation won't work.
I agree.
Exactly why it won't work. This bullshit about X's and O's, it has nothing to do with that. Good coaches, their players fear them when it comes down to fucking up. Like what? Because they don't want it in their face. Like, are you kidding me? You want them in your face? Because it says there's no example being set. They have no leadership. Everyone just running around. They have a good team. They're the 25th overall fucking graded team this year. If they had any competent coach leading them, they could be on 14-2, 14-3. This team they don't get close to their potential. And the fact that this dude has a job today is honestly so fucking embarrassing. In the city of Los Angeles, embarrassing.
How do you justify it?
Absolutely
justify
atrocious.
firing him?
Embarrassing.
No, like keeping him.
I don't think.
Well, when you can get Sean Payton, especially when Sean Payton's on the table.
I know they're trying.
This is
Well, there's an aspect to what I've been thinking about is like, are there really that many other people you can hire that are going to be better than Brandon Staley? The only person I can think of are A, Sean Payton, and B, Ben Johnson. So if you do fire Brandon Staley and you don't land Ben Johnson or you don't give up a first round pick, is that other guy that you're just going to hire going to come in and change the franchise when A, Brandon Staley's been there for 3 years, B, he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. I mean, not saying that game specifically, but the second half of the season, the Chargers defense was phenomenal. Like they played lights out against the team week 17, the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins game.
They were playing well. They were beat up.
Yeah.
So no, I understand. Great defensive coach.
Right.
Great schemes and all that stuff. I mean, and then again, like the Jaguars had 4 drives, 4 straight touchdowns.
Oh, they should have gotten at least one stop.
Get one?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Can I ask
there's no
this,
doubting
though?
Staley
Like-
is the X's and O's. Like he knows his stuff. It's just the spine thing. Like I don't think he can lead them. Like all these alpha personalities. Like they need someone to kick their ass when they're fucking up like that. Like that's like the Joey Bosa thing. Like and he proved to us he can't. That's just what it comes down to for me. Like I agree. He's a great defensive coach, but it's like that shit just can't happen.
There was egregious missed holds. Like I will not lie on Bosa, but you just have to keep your cool. But the thing I will say about the defense is they got to get a stop, but they had 5 turnovers. The Chargers were in the Jaguars field, the side of the field, most of the first half, and they took away 4 field goals. You gotta finish. That's
3 of them came in the first quarter. Football doesn't end after 1 quarter. You can't just be like, oh, we helped you out in the first, so we're going to stop. No. You got to play full throttle at all times. The Zay Jones touchdown, no one was within 15 yards of him.
Well, I think Hunter's point though is that those should have been touchdowns instead of.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Regardless, they got one off the first one.
Does anyone see Brandon
Eckler
Staley?
was all field
Eckler scored
goals.
right away.
I guess this is what it comes down to. Does anybody see Brandon Staley? And let me ask. This is the question. Do you see Brandon Staley at halftime in the locker room going to the team and saying, "What a half"? But guess what? We're not fucking done. I need you to kick their ass. And he's not doing that. And that's exactly why the result is the way it is. He just isn't that personality. And it shows. It just, when you have a bunch of alphas on the team like they do, they have tons of alpha personalities. You need a real alpha.
And
it just isn't going to match.
To Hunter, I think they scored another one again because I think Eckler scored another one after that.
But I
think they
thought it
scored
was
2.
4 out of the 5 they got field goals. Because it was, remember the botched punt?
Yeah, that was a field goal.
Yeah.
But I think the first interception from Tranquil was a touchdown with Eckler. And then I believe the second one because they got
Eckler had 2 tutties.
Eckler had 2 tutties.
Yeah.
So they scored twice on those. And any
Shout out to everybody
junction,
that bet Eckler
listen,
2 touchdowns.
listen, it doesn't like, and I know what you're saying, like, yeah, convert, but points are points. And especially in a playoff game, 27-0, you should probably feel safe and not, you should, yeah, I understand defense caused turnovers. Yes, I get that. Understand. But like,
Can I say something and then we should move on to another question? I feel like we've been talking about this one for a while.
It's like our longest question of the
it's
year.
the biggest,
hold on.
it was the biggest blunder though.
No, yeah,
I also
agree.
have one more thing to say to your other point after this.
Okay, cool. Just to answer Hunter's first question. You guys gonna cheese at this. It's cool. All right. Justin Herbert deserves 4.5% of the blame. And here's why.
4.5. Oh, you're
22.
dividing it by-
100 divided by
yeah,
22
okay.
because there's 22 players on the field is 4.5%. Because at the end of the day, it's a team game. This is football, baby. You need everybody to be playing the game to win. And you know what? Justin deserves 4.5% of that blame.
Agreed.
What a great political answer there.
Right?
Yeah, but you're not wrong though. Everyone has a part in this kind of a blunder.
Exactly.
So like, I will never understand if someone's, Herbert lost that game. That's his fault. No fucking
But he's
shot.
supposed to be that guy
No,
to get it
dude,
done, though.
Stop. That's idiotic.
If you get
That's like going back.
if you put him up there with Allen, Burrow, and Mahomes, you have to get it
Listen,
done.
that's going back
I
on
agree.
your QB wins and stuff like.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is because you're
No, it's
expecting
not.
him to carry a load.
They
There
were up 27
there
nothing.
isn't a big
You
load
have
to
to put it
carry.
away. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally it.
Well, imagine if this happened to
Listen.
Allen or Mahomes.
Mahomes had a
Imagine if that happened to
4.5
Brady.
QBR last year in the AFC Championship game.
He
and
won
no
a
one-
Super Bowl before. He's done it though.
He wouldn't have had one if Jimmy G was a competent quarterback. Let's be real here. But no one said anything about Mahomes' 5 QBR game, though, right? Right?
I think it's because he got it done before, though.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, again, 40
What's Josh Allen's biggest criticism too?
Turnover?
turnovers?
Yeah, and that he can't get the job done. Like,
He didn't get the ball last year.
I'm just saying, like, he hasn't
What,
been
is
able.
that, are we holding it against him? What what are we doing here?
I'm just saying he hasn't gotten it done either. So I think if the same thing happened to Josh Allen that happened to Herbert, like, people would be talking about it a lot too. It's embarrassing for a quarterback to not be able to put a game away like that.
Yes, I get what your point is, 100%. But like, at some point, it's a team game.
4.5%,
Like, what are we
baby.
doing?
I agree.
Eckler had 35 rush yards.
It comes-
Josh Kelly had like 20. They had like 15 to 30 attempts, and they weren't doing shit.
But Herbert didn't even throw for 300 yards. He had 1 touchdown. Like,
Bro, do you understand what double teaming Keenan Allen does for
I
that
get
offense?
that. I get that. But if you
No,
want
you
to put him,
barely
if you
don't.
want him to be a top 5 quarterback, you can't do that.
No, okay, I think I know the perfect thing right here. This
And
is
Mahomes-
this is the truth. Both things can be true at the same time.
Mahomes has Juju,
It really is no,
MVS.
both can be true.
Derek's like their 5th leading receiver, 4th maybe.
Are we forgetting a top 2 tight end of all time?
Yeah, he has
And
that.
the greatest play caller of all time? Let's relax.
No, but I'm just saying he gets it done with a weak ass receiving core. Does he not?
He does. But he's also got the greatest play caller and the second best tight end to ever live.
Okay. Who's his receiving core?
Juju is a solid. It's nothing crazy, but like that. But Kelsey opens everything up for everyone else.
I'm not disagreeing
So,
that he
like-
doesn't have an advantage over Herbert. I'm not saying that, but there's other quarterbacks that have.
I
deal with-
understand.
Daniel Jones.
I understand. A great play caller, and this is what I want to get into later. Coaches, offensive coaches. That's the move. We'll get into that in a
Last
little
thing,
bit.
and then we'll move on to Connor's point. But this is just the thing: I agree, both things are true. It's really not really his fault, but at the same time, look, man, he had a whole half to make one play to get one field goal to put the game away. And here's the thing: is why didn't he make that play?
get one
Because
field goal,
deep
he
down,
did.
why didn't he make that play like he normally would without thinking about too much about it? That's why he didn't make it. I think he's thinking too much about it. He said, "I can't turn the ball over. We got to be safe." And that in his head is the reason he didn't make the big play. And that's not his fault. It's also just the way the offense was being run.
I think
But
that's a
deep
big
down,
part of it
that's-
too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
what-
why
it's
didn't
coaching.
he make that big play?
I'm just saying,
also
like,
not having Mike Williams. He makes a couple catches contested. Just throw him a goal ball. He'll make 1, 2, change a game.
like I said from the beginning, Justin Herbert doesn't necessarily do anything wrong and puts his team in danger, but it's just like he needs to show a little bit more to get the job done for his team too. And that I know you're saying everyone has an equal blame, and that is true. But there's a large territory that comes with being a starting quarterback in the NFL, where you are put on a pedestal. You control the ball every single play, and
then like this is it. A ridiculous statement. He should have done more up 27. Think about how ridiculous that a kind of statement like that is. Just think about that.
Well, I'm not saying. He should have done more actually, because he needed one touchdown to win the game.
He needed a field goal to maybe win the game.
He sailed Keenan Allen in the end zone. That would have put the game away.
It was still 24-0.
Connor, watch out behind you. That's just like.
And if you want to talk about, a fair amount of the points came from the defense from the Chargers. That's also another point of the thing is like. A lot of the points did come from the fact like their defense was just putting the ball in prime position.
Yeah, he turned them into points. He got Cameron Dicker into that field goal range with a 3rd and 13 scramble.
That was atrocious.
He got a 3rd and 13 scramble, him himself, and then he converted a third down again.
I'm kind of tired of this. Can we move on?
There's a lot to go around there.
We're like 22 minutes on Herbert.